Yo guys, what's going on? This is Tony here, and today I have a Golem Night Witch clone deck. This is a really toxic deck, to be honest, but it's also very simple, very easy to use. Basically, the fundamental here is Golem Night Witch with a bunch of bait cards, and then the clone arrows to kill firecrackers and princess, and that's literally it, guys. That's the whole deck. It's not very hard. I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different, as I am kind of higher on ladder, and I'm not honestly great with this deck. I mean, I've played some games here, and I've honestly done pretty well. You know, I'm actually 5-1, but I'm not that confident. You know, but my game plan here is I'm gonna go over this Pompeo deck, this Giant Night Witch deck, and then I'm gonna also play 2 games live. So that's kind of what I'm thinking here. But yeah, I'm just gonna hop straight into the first game, and I'll be back with the first match. Hey guys, first game here, live match against Cordians. I don't know, I probably butchered that. With this deck, I like to play very aggressive, so Golem first play is a viable option. He went for an Ice Spirit, and then he has shown a Knight, which is making me think of a bait deck, which is actually a pretty easy matchup, but I don't have arrows. Tesla, it could be Expo, it also still could be bait. He goes for the Rocket, which is interesting. And then the skeletons, and then finally the ice spirit to help clean up as well. I'm gonna flying machine to kill the knight here, and then also the Tesla should go down to it, and then I'm actually gonna bats as well, so that way I can clone it all, get my first little offensive push going here. And guys, wow, look at this! These 2 flying machines are gonna do a ton of work on this tower, and guys, just like that, he's down to 600 health already. So, incredibly good start there. I have Elixir for the Golem if he tries to Expo, which he does. So I can just literally Golem at the bridge. Completely shut him down there. And, I mean, I'm genuinely shocked at how good we just defended that. I mean, bada bing, bada boom, boys. Good defense. Night Witch just to support my Golem here. Awesome. Okay, cool. He goes for a Rocket. Interesting. It's a pretty large commitment. Almost a deficit, but commitment was the word I was going for. I'm just gonna, I'll split Skelly Drags. Yeah, he's gonna cycle back to another Expo, so I don't really want to let him do that. So I'll apply a little pressure here with the flying machine at the bridge. If I take this tower, I win the game. So that's kind of the thought process. And guys, look at that! The flying machine locks on and takes the tower. He gives up. He's done. He calls it, throws in the towel, and boom, just like that, guys. I mean, that there you go. There is the deck in action. That was a gross game. How I absolutely just shredded that guy, and you can see the offensive tower of Clone. It's so dumb. And if they don't have like a splash unit, then they're kind of dead. And that guy, he had nothing. No, I mean he had rocket and like log, but he didn't have like a NATO or a poison. A baby dragon, nothing like that, you know? No executioner, wizard, that type. You guys know what I'm talking about. So there we go. Solid first dub. 1235th in the world, not bad. But hopefully able to get to 6450 here. So I'll be right back with the next match. Okay, guys, next game against Yuta here. I got the Golem, like usual. I'm trying. If he plays something, I will wait. He goes for archers. Guys, I'm going for it. I'm full sending this Golem. I don't even care about the Expo. These Expo players, I like to play so aggressive against them. It's honestly really toxic. It's pretty gross how aggressive I play here. So I'm gonna go for a flying machine at the bridge, high up, get it down, just to get the shredding going on the Expo. He's gonna. It's actually a pretty fair ice golem. I'm going to go. Actually, I'll arrows. I want arrows, and then I want to go for the clone here. So we'll go arrows, which are already down, and then boom, clone. And guys, just like that, once again, a ton of damage. Look at the bats. Guys, look at the bats go in this tower. And once again, back-to-back expos going down to, like, to triple digits. Literally on the first push. So guys, I mean, this deck, it's really dumb. It really is. I mean, look at this. This is just not even fair. I'm going to just chill here. He gives up. Boys, he gives up. He gives up. That's 2 in a row. They just toss it in. They just give up. Guys, this is hilarious. Oh, man. What a start to this video. I mean, two Expo players, both of them immediately giving up after losing a tower early. I don't know what to say. You guys can see my point. This deck is so matchup dependent, but if you have a good matchup, it's terrible for them. It's evil. Oh man! And guys, there we go. There's the 3 crown. Good game thumbs. This is a gross deck, honestly. It really is. But there we go, 2 for 2. But that's going to be all for the live games. Sorry they weren't very interesting. I mean, I just steamrolled 2 players. But I'll be back with the I'll go just because of how short those games are. I'll go over the Pompeo deck, the giant graveyard with poison, and then I'll go over what else is good. I think this giant prince one was a pretty good one. So I'll go over this one also, just for the content. So that'll be it. Just these 3 replays. So let's hop straight into the first match. Okay, guys. So here we go with the Pompeo deck matchup that I discussed. I don't know. This is a pretty easy matchup because they don't really have any splash units. Like I said, when they don't have much splash, it's a pretty easy matchup. So split bats just to cycle a card. He goes for the Mega Minion. I feel comfortable going for Skelly Dragons. He fireballs, which I was like, hey, that's okay. At this point, he has another Heal Spirit back, so he feels comfortable Heal Spiriting at the bridge in support with the Mega Minion. I go for the Night Witch in the back, and I figure, you know what? This deck, I can play aggressive, so I decide to go for the Golem right away. So there's the Golem. He just sets up his Inferno Dragon all the way in the back. If he rushed me, I would have lost the tower, but he didn't, luckily. I here on offense decide to clone early on, get all the bats spawning and everything. I believe he zaps with yes, okay, so he does zap, and then I go for the bats. He goes for the fireball, which opens the door to a skeleton army. And at this point, I knew he had no swarm or splash, sorry. And so there you guys go. That was just awareness that both of his spells were out of hand, that I could play aggressive. So there we go. Early lead, got a tower, looking great. He's up 2 or 3 elixir in between there. So I realize here he sets up the Inferno Dragon. I'm like, okay, I could just Night Witch, Night Witch will clean up the Inferno Dragon fine. That's perfectly fine with me. So there's the Night Witch. And at this point, I believe he goes pretty aggressive, knowing that my Night Witch is out of hand. Yep, so there's the minor loon push. The Skelly Dragon's Flying Machine combos separated so that he can't fireball will actually fully shut that down. Now, I go for bats also in the pocket just to force out a response. And then once he zaps, I know that I can actually go for a Skarmy, which is going to have to force out a fireball. So there we go. Or just like that, I get more damage, and I'm just only 1 elixir short. So, not a big deal. Now, I believe he goes aggressive again here in just a second with the Heal Spirit in the back. And then the Balloon Miner push. I start up my Night Witch, knowing that he'll miner over here. And go for the Golem to get this push rolling. So, got the Golem Night Witch push. I decide to Flying Machine far away so that he can't fireball. I can speak. And then on offense, I knew that he was going to zap these bats, but I messed up my timing on the bats. But luckily, it's not going to matter too much, as the Golem, or my Golem, lives with a significant amount of health. So, at that point, I just Skarmied. I started spamming all my stuff because I knew his spells were out of hand. And quite frankly, guys, he's not going to be able to hit all my units. And just like that, with the clone, he's going to fall to the Golemites and the bats on King Tower. So just super aggressive, really building up big pushes. Kind of steamrolled him. Just absolutely destroyed. So very strong game there. This one was a little bit tougher with the Poison, Snowball, and Barb Barrel, along with the Dark Prince, all being a little painful to deal with. But I managed to get the dub, obviously. Sorry for the spoilers, but 3-2. But I'm just going to hop into the match. So our starting hand, we don't have Golem. I do like to Golem first play with this deck. It is kind of toxic and all, but it feels like a strong play to me. So he goes for the Dark, or does he? I don't know. We're both waiting. I know. Yeah. Okay. So I have Flying Machine first play. To try to cycle to my Golem, he goes for the Dark Prince. I immediately started up a Night Witch to help. I should have played her higher. You'll see why in just a second here. As the Dark Prince, boom, connects my tower for a staggering 900 damage right off the bat. So early misplay. I go for the bats on offense just to force out a response. I actually could have cloned and done a ton of damage, but I didn't. But I did get about 600 damage, which I was okay with. So not a big deal. He went Muskie in the back. At this point, I did kind of recognize the deck, and so I golemed up, knowing that on defense I have the Skeleton Army, and he didn't have Snowball for a couple cards. He decides to go aggressive. I just throw the Sky Army. He does have Snowball back now, but a good amount of the Giant got shredded already. Night Witch on the Musketeer. Don't want my Golem getting shredded. Night Witch will actually go the wrong way, which does kind of suck, but Bats in support as well. Just to shred the Giant. There really wasn't anything he could do on offense there, but he will poison on defense. Now this poison, I realize, it's a little high, and then he also barb-railed, and I knew that his Snowball was still out of hand, so I knew that I could just kind of bomb rush here, which I will do. So, Skelly Dragons, the Golem, I'm like, you know what, we'll clone it, right? So there's the clone. Go for the Skeleton Army in the pocket, and guys, this little mini push of mine is going to deal a ton of damage. I mean, just watch these Skelly Dragons rake in the damage. And just like that, guys, he's down to 1,600 health. So, really, really strong push there. Just overall so good at defending there. I knew that I thought he might actually go for a graveyard, but he decided not to. So my Night Witch doesn't really get a ton of value. But I am going to Golem up and try to 3-crab because basically his King Tower is lower than his others, so I'm not too worried. He does go Giant Graveyard. I just go split up my Skelly Dragons and Bats so that he can't poison all of it. He actually does manage to poison the bulk of it, but not absolutely everything, so not a huge deal. But basically, I don't lose the tower, which is a big thing. I have plenty of time to win this game, and there is really no realistic way that he defends here. So, get Golem number 2 down in the pocket, and then I believe I get the clone. I actually missed both my Golems because I got greedy trying to clone both of them. But he starts spamming spells trying to defend the 3 crown, but by doing that, he actually fails to defend the 2 crown, which will then lead to the 3 crown shortly after in a steamroll of a game. Just absolutely built up a good counter push, defended nicely, and won that. So there we go. Another win there. And then the last game that I promised you, this Giant Double Prince. With the Ewiz. This one's a pretty easy one for the exact same reasons as all the other ones. The lack of Swarm. Actually, you know what, guys, I'm gonna go for a different replay. I'm sorry I lied to you, but I just kind of realized that I haven't really gone over any matchups where they have Splash, and then I saw this one right here, where he has Ice Wiz, NATO, and Baby Dragon. So he has a lot of Splash. So I think I'm actually gonna go over this one. Although I do obviously kind of roll him, but I just think this is a better to include at least one game where my opponent does have a good amount of splash. I think it's just worth it. So, anyway, we Golem first play. Maybe I don't really know. Okay, yes, we do Golem first play. I normally do that, but never know. Sometimes mid game I just get like a bad feeling if I'm gonna Golem. He goes for the Golem also though. I set up my Night Witch and immediately. Actually, no, I don't clone. I'm pretty sure I don't clone because if I clone. Actually, no. Okay, I did clone, but here's the issue if I clone. If he has NATO, then all my clone stuff just kind of dies, so it's not really worth it. But in the end, his NATO was further back in his cycle, so I got to shred the entire Golem before he was able to clone. So I got kind of lucky there. I would not recommend cloning that early, but Flying Machine will clean up on defense, and I'm up a ton of Elixir, which is really good for me. So, Flying Machine essentially kills the Baby Dragon. Not quite, though. I do realize that I need to cycle a card, so I just went for the Skarmy. I probably should have actually used the Bats, because Skarmy gets a lot better value in this matchup, but guys, I'm not really a Golem player. I make some dumb plays also sometimes, but, I'm learning. But we got the Golem going. We got the Elixir lead, which is everything is looking good. He goes Night Witch in the back. I set up my own Night Witch. And then I believe he goes for a Goblin Cage. So he does not have a Golem on the board, which means that I can really kind of shred here. I go for the Skeleton Dragons here because I know he doesn't have a Fireball. This deck always has Lightning. So he goes finally for the Baby Dragon and all that. But I realize, I can weaken it all with arrows. And just like that, the Ice Wiz and his Baby Dragon go down. Now he goes for the NATO, and once he goes for the NATO, that's game. Because he wastes it, which means that now he has absolutely no defense left. I mean, look at his hand right now, guys. He has Bar Barrel and like Night Witch. But the reason I played Bats is I knew I could go super aggressive. He has to waste the Bar Barrel, which then means I could scar me. And guys, just like that, a guy with like a Tornado Ice Wiz NATO player gets shut down. So really good win there. The Flying Machine really helped me win that one. But there's the deck. Really strong, really fun, pretty easy to use if I'm being honest. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was a little bit more fun. Just pushed just shy of top 1K, which, you know, kind of sucks, but it's all good. But yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content, and peace out.